I recently posted a video discussing whether or not you should go armed on surveillance as a private investigator. I thought I made some decent points or some considerations, but I think I missed a little bit, and I'll tell you why. Hi, I'm Larry K with shadowanyone.com. I got a lot of feedback from that, some in the comments, some by email, and the number one response that I heard, and I love this because it just makes so much sense. It's better to carry a firearm and not need it than to need a firearm and not be carrying it. And I think that just makes so much sense on its face, but there are other considerations. And I only briefly kind of touched this, and even really only in a caption on the last video. There are places you cannot legally go while carrying a firearm. That's open carry, concealed carry, pick your thing. In your area, even in, God bless Texas, a very open state, understands these things intimately well, there are still places you cannot legally carry a firearm. Now, plenty of people were happy to tell me, look, Larry, you just tuck a piece under your jacket. Nobody's got to even know it's there. It doesn't really make a difference. Yeah, I mean, maybe day to day it doesn't make a difference, and the odds of you getting scooped up for a felony are pretty unlikely. I mean, it's just not going to happen if you're not stupid, unless you're unlucky and stupid. That's the combination that's going to get you picked up, right? Under normal circumstances. But for us who work in this field, think about who you're going to have to talk to about this surveillance afterwards. You may very well end up on the stand. You may end up under cross-examination. Now, if you're carrying a sidearm, concealed or otherwise, on surveillance, how do you follow someone onto a campus where the sidearm is prohibited? How do you follow someone into a retail establishment where a firearm is prohibited? I could go on and on. The list is really pretty extensive, the number of places you cannot go legally. So now you're on the stand. If the opposing counsel really wants to pick into this, they'll talk to you about this, and they'll ask you questions about your surveillance. And what if they ask you if you are carrying a firearm? You got two choices: tell the truth or lie. That's only one choice, really. You cannot perjure yourself. So you have to admit you carried a firearm. When they ask you, well, did you declare it to the property owner before you entered such and such a property? Were you carrying it at this time? Look, and here's the thing. You can say, well, I'll lie under oath or whatever. Bad idea. Always a bad idea. Your credibility, everybody in the room is going to know that you're lying. The judge will know. Jury members will know. Both counsels, everybody will know. You're not a good enough liar. I'm sorry, maybe you are, and I kind of feel sorry for you if you are. You're not a good enough liar. It will eke out. It will waft off of you. It'll come out of your pores that you're lying, and it will hurt the credibility of your testimony. You think that attorney's going to hire you again after something like that? Not if they got any other choice. So let's circle around to that really good argument. And I think on its face, it's a good argument. It's better to have a sidearm and not need it than to need a sidearm and not have it. But the reality is, chances are it's going to limit you more than it's going to save you. And I stand by this. I stand by, if you did 1,000 surveillances, you're not going to come upon one that requires deadly force. It's not going to happen. You may come upon 1, 2, 3 where you got a hostile subject angry at you, throwing dirt clods at you or something, whatever it might be, out of 1,000. But I cannot believe that any one of those is going to require a use of force. Maybe require a use of force, but not that rises to the level of deadly force. If I'm wrong about this, let me know, because I want to know. I want to be a better person. I want to be a better investigator. And that's part of is being open-minded to these things, to listening to what people have to say so you can make an informed decision. By the way, if you are interested in other tidbits, pieces of information, I do have a free report over at Shadow Anyone called "If You Want to Be a Private Investigator, Give Up Unless You Do These 3 Things." It is, by the way, recently updated. Please do check out that free report. In the meantime, this is Larry K with shadowanyone.com. Remember, do the right thing, even if it's the hard thing.